Hi guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob here once again with another video, and today we're going to be doing who is the best movie Venom version between the 2007 Spider-Man 3 movie, the Venom that was in that. Obviously one of the villains, played by uh, Topper Grace. Uh, let's say pronounce his first name. Is it Top? I don't know if it's Topper or Toffer, but yeah, anyway, Topper Grace played Eddie Brock, and then obviously become Venom in that movie. 2007 Spider-Man movie became that version of Venom against the more recent Venom, which is obviously the Venom movie on its own, because obviously Venom was just a villain in the 2007 Spider-Man movie, and then obviously they made a Venom movie on its own, which is a more different version, uh, obviously played by Tom Hardy. Played that more newer version. I think the first one came out. I'm trying to think. It came out 2018. I think it was. Yeah, because I think the second one, Let There Be Carnage, was 2021. I believe it was. Was it? Or was it 2022? It might have been 2021. I can't remember now. It's hard to keep track of the dates. Time goes so fast. It's just, yeah, it's just hard to keep up with when the, but I think it's around that time anyway, 2018, the more recent, the more recent version of Venom. Obviously, there's another film coming out soon. So it's that version, the Tom Hardy version, against the 2007 Spider-Man 3 version, which I've Topper Grace. Now, obviously, two quite different versions. Topper Grace, obviously played that version, and it's sort of a more, he plays Eddie Brock, but he's a sort of a really thin, skinny, you could say, version of Eddie Brock, when really Eddie Brock is, or at least I remember him from the cartoons and the comics, being more of a thicker, chunkier build, obviously more than Spider-Man is. And in that, yeah, so why they decided to make him Venom, but maybe it's just a different approach. They change so many things in the movies. They change the way costumes look and the way the actors look, and it still sometimes appears to be a bit of a mess. And yeah, maybe it's a different approach, or maybe it just seemed like the best one to be cast as Venom. I don't know, but yeah, it was definitely, different. Uh, you know, Eddie Brock than what you thought it was going to be. Quite a skinny sort of version, more like a sort of. He was more sort of leaning towards sort of Spider-Man, sort of Peter Parker build, because Peter Parker's the one that's sort of like the more medium, skinny version, and Eddie Brock's supposed to be sort of a lot more chunkier. So for some reason but as I said, it might have been a different take on it. I mean, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was too bad. And then we came Venom later on. I thought it was quite good, and it sort of picked up. But I mean, it wasn't Venom for very long. It was sort of quite rushed, I felt, in that. How he could come Venom, it seemed to be quite rushed in the process doing that. And then it was okay towards the end, but it sort of seemed to be rushed to become Venom, and then he was Venom for not really that long. I guess maybe up 10, 15 minutes. overall. But yeah, but then he once become Venom, it was quite good at the end, and I thought he did quite a good job. But obviously a totally different, version of Venom. Um, yeah, thought he done okay, but obviously, you know, probably should have been a lot bigger. Um, and his Venom version is, he doesn't get, well, he might get more muscly as becomes Venom, but it's still pretty on the small side, probably leaning towards more of the black suited Spider-Man, where it's just not that really muscly when it should be, really, because, as I said, Venom should be a lot more muscly, but he's, he's just not. But yeah, he looks okay as Venom, and the actual Venom suit in the Spider-Man 3 does look actually quite cool. I think it does look quite cool. Uh, it was the movie design, obviously very different to the cartoon, where it's just all black with a white uh, big spider on the front of the suit, whereas this is sort of black with sort of the webbing is sort of like silver, and the spider on the front is silver, which I thought actually looked quite cool in the movie. So they didn't change it a great deal, and they just made it, look like a more movie looking version. I thought it looked quite cool. I just felt the only thing that should have been different is just been a lot more chunkier. Um, and yeah, but I think the suit generally looked pretty cool with the silver spider on the back, and then more silver webbing as well, which, as I said, I think it looked pretty cool. The only thing is it just could have been a lot more bigger. But as I said, I think the actor did quite a decent job, and so it looked okay. The action that he's involved in is pretty good. He's made to look reasonably strong, I feel. When he's beating up Spider-Man and getting quite good heavy blows, and then obviously he ends up killing the new Green Goblin, obviously Harry Osborn. When he becomes a Green Goblin, he ends up killing him in the process. Quite a sad moment, I felt, in that. So he ends up killing him, yeah, and he's gives Spider-Man a good going over in that. So he's made to look pretty strong as Venom. And then obviously in the end, though, Spider-Man obviously outthinks him, and then has a little plan to stop Venom. And then obviously, uh, Eddie ends up getting killed because obviously he gets taken out of the suit, but then he wants the suit back, and then he goes, and then obviously he ends up getting blown up along with the suit. And yeah, it was quite a cool finish. And yeah, I think, as I said, he is quite cool as Venom, just probably not, maybe, not as chunkier. And then he's made, the fight scenes are okay, and he looks strong, and it's pretty cool. Other than he just should have been really just a lot more bigger. But overall, I think he looked quite good. Now let's go on to Tom Hardy's Venom version, which well, let's talk about Tom Hardy. I mean, what can you say about Tom Hardy? To be honest, I mean, he's just a fantastic actor. I mean, I can't think of it many roles that he's not had a good performance. He seems to play all the roles that he takes to pretty good. And in this, it's probably no exception, really. He's pretty good as Brock. Obviously, he brings a different take on it. Now, obviously, one thing is about this Venom, or the actual Venom film, this version as opposed to the 2007, is this is, well, their take on this Venom is sort of like still action, but it's got like a lot of sort of comical, it's more a comical approach, similar to sort of like Deadpool, where it's sort of like not just action, there's like comedy and hints of, it's more comical approach to it than just rather than just action on its own. And Venom is quite similar as that way. It's mostly action, but there's like hints of comedy in that as well. As 2007 version, there's no comedy in that. That's just pure action. So that's one thing that is different now. As I said, Tom Hardy, yeah, he does a pretty fantastic job, or he has been doing a pretty fantastic job as Venom. Obviously, there's another movie coming out, done two so far. And yeah, it's been pretty solid in those, I feel. Done a good job, and he looks. I mean, Tom Hardy is a lot. Well, seems to be a lot more muscly than Topher Grace. So he looks more probably the way Eddie should be. I won't go to say that he's massive, but it's just more chunky. It certainly probably looks a lot more like Eddie should be. But yeah, he's been pretty good as Venom so far, Eddie Brock. And yeah, he looks a lot more better. And his Venom version is, now let's talk about the actual suit itself first. Yeah, first of all, the build is probably, you would say, spot on how Venom should be. So that's definitely was right. Just more chunky. That's just the way that Venom should be, really. From now looking at the comics and cartoon, that's how Venom should be. Just a lot bigger, a lot chunkier. However, they didn't keep it original to they didn't stay true to the sort of design of the spider on the front. They sort of did these really white lines that I certainly wasn't, or not happy about. I certainly don't like the design of that. The head, or face, whatever, does look, pretty good, and how the Venom should look. And they didn't change that really at all. They just stayed true to having those eyes like that, with the teeth, and then obviously the quite distinctive long tongue that obviously Venom has. So that was pretty cool that they didn't mess around with that. But this, I just don't know why they really did that. I would have preferred to have stayed true and go, all right, it's a different take on it. Fair enough. But for me, yeah, I just don't think that looks good. I'm not sure if anyone else agree with me, but I would have preferred to keep the build, but then have the spider on the front, and then they could have just like changed it a bit. But still, I just start things to stay true to the comics. I don't like when they change so much in films, to be honest. I like them to stay true to the comics and cartoon, and then they just could have changed it a bit, maybe changed the design of it, but to staying true. But yeah, those white lines to me, pattern, I just not a fan of that. However, the build I really like. Now, the actual characteristics of this Venom, as opposed to the 2007 one, is that, as I said, this version is more comical, and certainly got the maybe more characteristics as what Venom does, because sort of Venom is Venom actually has or the symbiote has a mind of its own, and he communicates with Eddie. The symbiote is a separate thing, but it just becomes one, with Eddie. But the actual symbiote actually, is something that is on its own separately. When it bonds with Eddie, become the same. But he communicates with Eddie, and he'll sort of have arguments and banter, and discussions are quite fun and cool. And it's got all the characteristics of Venom, but just a more comical, you know, take on it rather than the 2007, which is just pure action and just not really comical at all. I suppose there's characteristics. It's very funny, quite cool, and yeah, just got a lot of comical characteristics of Venom. Um, and yeah, as I said, so we talked about the design, talked about the characteristics, the build, which I quite like. Now the way that Venom actually is in Venom, the Tom Hardy versions, yeah, I mean, he's pretty much, as I said, like how Venom should be. Way that things that he does, and it's all symbiote based. Whatever he does, with doing anything he does, like sort of related to sort of anything Venomy style, I guess. And yeah, in the movies, it's just he's just made to look, as strong as Venom can be, with all his powers and what he's capable of doing. And yeah, just going crazy, I guess, with his Venom ways, and just being comical, whatever. And the action that he's involved in the Tom Hardy version movies, yeah, I mean he's made to look, strong as Venom can possibly be, really, and he's not made to look he's not made to look weak at all. He's made to look as strong as Venom can be in terms of, like, his powers and what he's capable of, and that goes on full display in the Tom Hardy movies, with all the, how strong he is, and just utilising all that symbiote power. We're seeing the full extent of it, with all the bits and pieces of symbiote coming out of him and just going crazy, and we just see the full extent of Venom in all his glory in those Tom Hardy films, of what he's capable of and all his powers, and just you're just seeing the full Venom experience, really, of what he can do, and also you're getting to know sort of Venom as well. But yeah, he's just pretty awesome in that, really. And if you like the character Venom like I do, then you do love the Venom movies. Getting all full experience of Venom, knowing about him, some of the sort of the characteristics of Venom, and seeing him on a full display when he's in the action scenes of fighting, and seeing what he's seeing how powerful he is. And yeah, he just looks pretty awesome, to be honest. It just looks all good. As I said, the only thing I probably would say that, to be honest, I'm never really that much of a big fan on. I always liked sort of slapsticky comedies, like Naked Gun and Hot Shots and stuff. But in terms of these type of actions action films. I would have actually preferred them to keep them more action based and add in the comical sort of things. It just sort of leans to more sort of when it's becoming too comical. It doesn't. It's hard to take it seriously at times. I think they should just keep it just pure action. To be honest, yes, I'm not really a big fan of sort of. As I said, if a film is comedy action and you know it's comedy action and you can't take it too seriously, then uh, there's that. But if it's an action film where it's supposed to be taken seriously, but they ended up making having too much humour and comical stuff, it's hard to just take it seriously at times. You just find it a bit of a joke. But that's just my opinion on it. I still think the Venom movies that Tom Hardy's in are pretty cool, and Venom looks awesome, and I love characteristics, and when he's fighting. But as I said, I think the only problem is that I just don't like that pattern on that. I would have preferred it to stay true to the original design. But I think overall, pretty awesome. So, I think with all that being said, as I said, yeah, I definitely prefer. Let's just say I prefer probably overall the Tom Hardy version. But there's a few things I don't like. As I said, the design of the suit, or at least the pattern, I don't like. I don't like it too comical, although I feel it was alright, but maybe sometimes goes a bit too much with the comical stuff. I felt, and there was one bit, I think it was in Let There Be Carnage, where Venom eats the head of Carnage or something at the end, or something crazy going on, which I thought was a bit over the top. But other than those couple of things, I think alright. Now, what I don't like about the 2000 version is, it was way too skinny. And Toby Grace probably wasn't the best choice to be him. But what I do like about it is I do like they kept the original design of the suit, just made it more movie-like. I think overall it does look pretty cool. And the fight scenes that he's in look pretty cool, and it looks dark as well, which I quite like about Spider-Man 3. Actually, Spider-Man 3 I do really actually like. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I actually quite do like Spider-Man 3. I like the storyline in it. I like the action scenes. I like the villains, Venom and Sandman. I like the action scenes. I like the fact that it's dark as well. As I say, Venom looks really cool in it. Apart from it, obviously he's too thin, but he's made to look quite strong and dark. And yeah, he looks pretty cool. Other than the fact he's just too small, really. But he looks pretty cool when he's fighting. He looks made to look quite strong, and yeah, I think overall I definitely prefer the bigger, chunkier version because that's how Venom should be. So, guys, I've gone on probably long enough, or probably too long. I thought I'd got both of these Venom's versions in my collection now, and I thought, what a fun way to do sort of what film version is better. I have no clue if anyone has done anything like this before. I haven't checked. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. But I just thought I'd do that. I just thought of the idea when I got the more recent Venom version, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to just do that and just have fun with it. I'm trying to just have fun with a lot of these videos. I'm doing reviews, but then I'm just doing some lot of verses, just having fun with some of the stuff. And I thought I'd just do this. Probably gone on a lot longer than I have. I do apologise if it's too long. I just thought, doing this channel, and have some fun with it, and do some cool, different videos. And yeah, guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If anyone does, I have no clue if anyone's going to watch it. But if they do, I hope you guys enjoy it. Apologise if it's too long. Feel free to turn the sound off if I get too annoying, or if it's too long, fair enough. I don't want to take up anyone's time if it's too long for you. So if it's too long, then don't worry about it. But if you do enjoy it, then I'm glad you do. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye for now, see you soon, take care.